Hello everyone. So today we are going to study about the chapter structure of the atom. We have already learnt about electronic configuration, valencies, right? The atomic numbers, atomic mass, these are the common terms that were being used when we were doing the valencies, right? So today we are going to learn what is actually meant by atomic number, mass number, and then there are two more terms, that is isobars and isotopes. So let's do them one by one. First is atomic number. What is meant by atomic number? The atomic number is defined as the total number of protons. Protons means the positive charges which are present. So, the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. It is denoted by Z. Like for carbon, atomic number will be 6. So, Z is equal to 6. Or like for sodium, atomic number is 11. So, Z is equal to 11. Right? We can take more examples also like aluminium. Right? So, atomic number of aluminium is 13. So, that means there are these many number of protons present in the nucleus of the atom. Right? Next is mass number or the atomic mass. That is the same. Whether we say it as mass number or the atomic mass. So this is defined as the sum of the total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. So, and these protons plus neutrons together, they are known as nucleons. Now, how this will be the atom, how it will be represented? We put the symbol of the element and then the mass number here and the atomic number here. Before this, let's find out how we find the mass number or the atomic mass. Like, suppose for, we took the atomic number 6 here. That is for carbon. Let's take for carbon only. Now for carbon, it is the sum total number of protons. So protons, that means whatever the atomic number is, 6 plus neutrons, that will always be the same. Not always, but it has to be same only, almost the same. I'll tell you how. So this will be 12. So mass number is 12. Now let's take this 13 number of aluminium. Now aluminium, because its atomic number is 13, right? So we write 13 here. Number of protons will be 13. But number of neutrons will be 14 here. So its atomic mass is 27. Right? Whatever is the number of protons and neutrons, that will give us the atomic mass or mass numbers of that element. So, how it is represented, how the atom will be represented here, like magnesium. The atomic mass will be written here, atomic number will be written here, and the symbol of the element will be written here. Symbol of element, mass number, atomic number, right? Like for sodium, mass number is 23. Now 23 means, what does 23 means? Protons will be how many? That will be 11. So 11 plus 12. That will give us the mass number, that is 23. Number of protons will be 11 and this is protons and this is neutrons. right? Protons and neutrons will give us the mass number. So we can calculate mass number like this. Suppose if atomic number is given to you, or number of protons is given to you, and neutrons is given to you, you can calculate the mass number. Or suppose mass number is given to you and the atomic number is given to you. You are asked to calculate then the number of neutrons. You can calculate that also. Suppose the mass number is given to you. That mass number is, if we take this only, mass number is 27 and atomic number is 11. Atomic number means the number of protons. So you can calculate what will be the not like this, sorry. Like you are given the number of, you can say the mass number is given to you and number of neutrons is given to you. You have to calculate the protons, you can calculate. Or the atomic number you have to calculate, you can calculate. And if suppose you are given the mass number and the atomic number, you can calculate what will be the number of neutrons in it. Right? Any way it is given, you can calculate it. Then comes the next term, that is isobars. What are isobars? They are the atoms of different elements, two different elements with different atomic numbers, because atomic numbers of any two elements can never be same, right? It will always be different, which have the same mass number. Mass number can be same, but atomic numbers cannot be same of two different elements. So what are isobars? They are atoms of different elements with different atomic numbers which have the same mass number. For example, calcium. Atomic number of calcium is 20. Atomic number of argon is 18. But they both have the same mass number, that is 40. So they will be referred to as isobars. They are isobars. The atomic number will be different, but mass number is same. Then next is isotopes. Now what are isotopes? They are atoms of the same element. Here in isobars, we learned that they are the atoms of different elements. Different elements like calcium and argon. Right? Here they are the atoms of the same element. Because they are the atoms of the same elements, they will have the same atomic number, but different mass numbers. Their mass numbers may be different. Like in case of hydrogen. Now in hydrogen, there are three different kinds of atoms found. Their atomic number will be same, but their mass number, the atomic mass of different atoms can be different. Like protium, in which the mass number, of course the mass number and the atomic number is same, but in deuterium, which is also written as D, right, the symbol D, or it can be written as hydrogen with atomic mass 2 and atomic mass number 1, or tritium as hydrogen with atomic mass 3 and atomic number 1. Now here you will see atomic number in all three cases is 1. But atomic mass is different, that is 1, 2 or 3. Next example we can take of carbon. Carbon also has two different types of atoms. Carbon 6, we call it as carbon 12 or carbon 14 with atomic number 6. Atomic number will remain same, 6. But mass number of different atoms can be different. Some may be having mass, atomic mass 16, and some atoms can have atomic mass 14. Same way chlorine. Chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Now here the main thing you have to see is that their chemical properties will always be same. Chemical properties will not be different in case of isotopes, right? Because they have the same atomic number. And chemical properties of any element, it will depend on the atomic number. What is the atomic number of that element? So the chemical properties of isotopes will be same, but the physical properties may be different. That can be changed, but not the chemical properties. Now, if we see this chlorine, just now we did chlorine, it occurs in nature in two forms. Chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Right? Atomic number is same in both the cases. 17. Now, some atoms of chlorine, they may have the atomic mass 35, some may have 37. So they always occur in the ratio in any element. If we see, they occur in the ratio 3:1. 35 and 37. Chlorine 35 and 37, they occur in the ratio 3:1. Now the question arises, what should be taken as the atomic mass? Either we take it as 35 or 37. So here we have to take the average atomic mass. And to find out the average atomic mass, we should know the percentage of each atom, the number of atoms which are present in that element. Now how to find out the percentage? So percentage, because they are present in the ratio 3:1, so we can calculate it for the isotope chlorine 35. It will be 35 into 75 upon 100, because 3:1. 3:1 means 75 ratio 25. Right? If we, that means out of 100, 3 parts of chlorine 35 will be present and 1 part of chlorine 37 will be present. Right? So we write it as 35 into 75 upon 100 plus 37 into 25 upon 100. Right? If we cut it, this will be 25 ones are 25 fours are. And if we cut this, 25 threes are 75, 25 fours are 100. So this will be 35 into 3 upon 4 plus 37 into 1 upon 4. That will come to 15. 105 upon 4 plus 37 upon 4, that will equal to 142 upon 4. So this will be equal to 37.5 U. U is the atomic mass unit. Right? Whenever we have to find the mass number, we write the unit as U. 37.5 U will be the average atomic mass of chlorine. Sorry, this is 4. Sorry, it is wrong. I've calculated it wrong. 4 3s are 12, 30. Sorry, it will be 35.5 U. Right? 35.5 U will be the average atomic mass of chlorine. So this is how we calculate it. So whenever we have to find the average atomic mass. This is how we calculate. We should know the ratio, right? In exams also, if you are asked to calculate the average atomic mass, the ratio will be given to you, right? And then you can easily calculate the average atomic mass, or maybe the percentage is given to you and then you can calculate it, right? So this is all in this chapter. With this we finish this chapter, and then now next time we'll start with the new chapter. Till then, keep studying and keep safe. Thank you.